In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Side podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. Cash, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
It's getting hard to talk in here, man.
No. And
no
the thing
joke.
is, you don't have any, you don't have an AC or anything.
No, we don't have
They
any.
tell you to keep an AC on to circulate the air.
circulation.
So it's hazy down here.
It is. It is hazy down
For
here.
people that don't know, our entire state is engulfed in flames right now.
It is. Yeah, it's
The sky
smoke
is
is everywhere.
blacked
yeah.
out with smoke. But
Google it if you're just Google the Northwest, Washington, Oregon. It's just
Google
we're
the
covered
West.
The West.
I think it's all the way
It's
down
so
to the
smoky.
south. Yeah.
It's wild. It's
crazy. It's bad.
unprecedented.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's getting tough.
It is.
We'll tough it out.
Oh yeah, we're toughing it out.
Because it's India Cinema Wednesday.
Right. We have two. We have two candidates now.
Oh,
And I want to say both of them because both of them are pretty good.
Okay.
So Desi Wednesday,
yeah, I heard
which
that
we talked
one.
about.
Sure.
But this one is kind of catchy. Namaste Wednesday.
Whoa.
I like that. It's kind of catchy.
That is good.
It is good. It is good. So we have two to pick from now.
Maybe we'll have to do a poll.
We'll have to do a poll on the name. I think so. I think that's only appropriate. We let the people decide.
We need at least one more option.
We need one more option. So we have Desi Wednesday. We have Namaste Wednesday. Give us one more.
One more, and then we'll see, which one is the best.
Yep.
But we got to talk about, because this is, again, our India Cinema Wednesday for now.
For now. Till
But we
find
got
the
to talk
official name.
about what we're doing next week, because we're not, so this week we are doing Village Rockstar. We pulled it off our poll, because people saying Village Rockstar's never going to win.
When they said just review it.
Which is insane.
They go, shut up, guys.
Yeah. Which,
And
after
just
seeing this
review it.
movie, I can't believe that.
No one picked it.
I can't
know.
believe people didn't vote for this film.
I know.
And it's a travesty that we took this long to review. In my opinion, I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But so next week we are going to do the poll film.
We are.
Which is
Viscerani at this point. Now, you still have a few more days to vote, but at this point, Viscerani is at a
looking good.
37%.
Yeah.
So if you have not voted, go to our YouTube community page and then go and vote in that poll because it still is open for a few more days after this video drops. So.
And we do not know what film we are replacing Viscerani with. So if there's a film that we should, then comment
below
for sure and
for
tell
your
us your
recommendations.
opinion. Absolutely.
Yep.
And it just might.
Might
make it on the poll.
Yep, it might just.
And then it just might, after 6 months of being on that poll, be selected for us to review.
To review, right.
But, all right, is that enough of announcements?
I think so.
Housekeeping?
Yeah, the housekeeping, yeah.
Then let's get into Village Rockstar, a 2019... 2017, my bad. Assamese, which is Northern Indian. Assamese, language. Coming-of-age film. Written, directed, edited, produced, co-produced by Rima, and she did the cinematography.
Insane.
By Rima Das.
Yes.
Look, go scroll down a little. Look to the right. Produced, directed, written.
Yep, it's everything.
I can't believe she didn't star in
She
it. Edited it.
She is a self-taught filmmaker.
That's amazing to me. A self-taught filmmaker.
It's incredible, man. It really is.
Yeah, and if you don't know about this film, it was nominated for a lot of fucking awards.
Yes, it
was.
was.
It premiered at TIFF, I'm pretty sure, 2017 Toronto International Film Festival.
It was also India's official entry into the 91st Academy Awards.
And it was not picked, unfortunately, but from 87 films.
Right.
That's...
But you have to hit that
again,
top
that's
9.
the toughest category in my mind.
It is, yeah.
Because it's
there's
crazy.
brilliant films around the world, and to select 9 from 87 is a
not only that,
task.
but you're up against that country's best film of that year.
Yep, exactly.
Their best. So I mean, it's
makes it a little tough.
But yeah, I mean, this film it's a coming of age film, but it's almost like a slice of life. There's very little narrative.
Yeah,
but I really enjoyed it for what it was.
So did I. It was a very simple,
very relaxing.
Was a very simple look. Yeah,
it's a film that you can try to you can. I don't like to say turn off your brain because that's kind of infers like it's an action film that you can just shut your brain off because you don't need to. But this film, you can really just let it. It reminded me. It kind of had the same atmosphere and same tone of First Cow. Just very laid back, and this film kind of just washes over you.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful, beautifully shot.
It's beautifully shot. And the story, too. It's a very simplistic story, but it really does make you emotional in a lot of ways. Like, I was looking at Danu's situation, this girl's situation, and going, wow, like, I'm very fortunate. Like, all she ever wanted was a guitar, man.
Well, yeah, that's
it.
So that is the plot, is this little girl lives in northern India. They like a farming village, very, very poor, and
Galardia village.
Yeah, she and her friends see like Rockstars.
Rockstars, yeah, like a band, like a village Rockstars.
And they just imitate it, and it's just kind of this girl's like a few months. I'm guessing the time window is not very long.
Really, a few weeks maybe. Or
not very long. Just kind of her journey of saving money to get
this guitar.
A guitar. Yeah, very simple, man.
It's very simple, and you know they're making guitars out of styrofoam, and they're like mimicking playing guitars and stuff. And it's a really it's a really beautiful piece.
It is, absolutely, and the location is so northern India, man. It's so beautiful. It's so lush and green. It almost looks like northern China, like the rice paddy fields or something like that. It's kind of swampy, a lot of water and stuff, but it's super beautiful. And that's what Rima Das does so well, is she knows where she's shooting.
Yes.
And it's very evident watching her film that she knows. Some people will go and shoot in these beautiful places and they won't take advantage of that. Yep. But when it's beautiful, you gotta have it like a piece, like a character in the film.
Well, even the simple beauty behind it too, like with them being on that one tree, it was a very beautiful shot. She'd have a wide shot of the tree with them climbing up, and then she'd get a mid shot, of them just sitting there in the tree, and then the close up of Danu. Like, it was just the way she shot it, the way it was edited. Like, it really does blow my mind that she was a self-taught filmmaker, because she looks like she's been doing this for
but it's 10, simple
years.
Things, Know the landscape is beautiful. Know that if your story doesn't have that much story in it, and not to say that stuff doesn't become accomplished and there's not growth or anything. Right. But, take advantage of what you have on hand, and that is a beautiful landscape. And that's what she does, is a lot of shots will just linger on the landscape for longer than what you would normally see in a film that would cut away after eventually. But she does so well. Like you said, that tree, they go back to the tree, but it will just be a long, long shake of the kids just hanging off the tree, just sitting there, doing nothing.
And it really gives you a perspective and an idea of these people in these villages, in the way that they live their life, and how, in a lot of ways, how simple yet how hard it can be. Because she says the mother specifically says, hard work. That's all we have.
Yeah, it's their religion. She
says
that later on. That's a very good line. There's very little dialogue.
There is
very little dialogue, and again, very little narrative. But it works perfectly, because it's only 127 or an hour and 27 minutes long. Yep. So very short for film. Indian films, but just the perfect film, especially now. And I say this every time now I see a film like this. But for what's going on, the chaos in the world, you can put this film on, and it's kind of like therapy. It just relaxes you.
It does relax.
Just the soundtrack is very beautiful.
Yep.
And there's not nothing, not explosions or anything like that. Just very soothing and everything that happens. Although it is, like you said, there is sadness, and all the characters, obviously, you feel are very real and raw. It makes you feel like you're watching a documentary at times. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like it's almost like a slice of life, but in a slice of life, really, there's no narrative at all. but it really feels like that documentary. All the kids are so authentic.
They are.
But great performances.
Great performances.
Danu is or Bonita Das.
And they must all be related.
That's so,
I'm
just realizing that.
To Rima Das. It must be her siblings or something.
Everyone in the film, his last name Das.
Das. And that's too coincidental.
No,
but
obviously,
I was looking into it. I was trying to figure out like if they were related, but I couldn't find anything on this page.
It has to be. It has to be just her family.
Yeah, it has to be.
That is incredible.
That even makes it more incredible to me because it's like you worked with so little resources. This is all she had that she even had to use her family.
Mom was literally her mom.
Her mom. Mm-hmm.
And the mom is fucking great in it. The mom conveys so much emotion with saying so little. Yes. But you could see it's
well, and even in that scene when Danu, she takes her friend out to look at the village and that house is flooded.
Freak out.
You know, and we come to find out that her mother is teaching her how to swim because her father died when she was very young because he was always too scared to swim.
Too scared to get in the water.
He drowned in one of the floods.
And they live in a part of India that floods constantly, all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a bad place.
And they say if the barrier ever breaks, then everything will be wiped away, which is a very scary thought.
It seems like it happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Unfortunately.
But yeah, they lose their mom, or the mom was very scared when she takes this kid out.
Yeah.
Whips her. A lot of whipping getting done in this
one.
Well,
you know,
I mean, a lot of slapping up in northern
She also
India.
No.
More the whip.
Yeah,
the whip is more in style there.
It is. The old indie whip, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was just it was a beautiful scene too because like and then you really realize the severity of it because she's mad at Danu because she's like, hey, literally the boy right across from the other village drowned last week. Like, what are you doing? Like, you guys could have drowned out there. Do you know how to row in deep waters?
Of course you don't know how to. Yeah, no. And they did. They took this shaky ass canoe out in the
super dangerous.
But yeah, and then again, you just realize that's like, what do they have to do?
Else? Nothing. And that's the thing, too. Yeah, it's just curiosity.
Absolutely. Yeah, they walk like miles to school every day, and you have nearly nothing. You're playing with styrofoam. Of course, it's got, I mean, that's why fucking so many more kids died in the old days. Mm-hmm. It's because they were going in the middle of the woods and shit, and... Yep. But yeah, because there's, I mean, what else do you have to do? That's they climb that tree. And this whole thing is Danu. She's like a tom girl in this sense.
Yes.
But the village, I mean, it's very old school, of course, because they're somewhat secluded. But they freak out that she's hanging around these boys.
Well, the other village women.
Yeah, not her mom even.
No.
These other ladies who got nothing fucking better to do. I would say
mind your
goddamn business. And how dare you yell at my kid? Yeah. But it's a much more tight knit community. They're yelling at her, fucking, why are you climbing this tree? Why are you dressing like a boy?
Yeah, you shouldn't be hanging out with boys and stuff. But again, that's what this film does really well. There isn't a lot going on, but the overall message and theme of it is very on point.
Yeah.
This is really a story in a lot of ways dealing, like, not only is this girl dealing with like floods and stuff, but she's also dealing with these social norms of growing up and trying into this transition of being just a child to being a woman, like in Indian culture, where the transition for women, is when, obviously, she gets her period at the end of the film, and then they do the, and I'm not familiar with that, the way that they do it, but
I'm not going to know it.
Yeah. But I mean,
like a ceremony.
Yeah, ceremony is a good word for it. But they do the ceremony, and then that's her going into womanhood. And so it's also a story of that too, where it's like, it's this weird point in her life where she's transitioning from just being a kid, and then she's kind of got to do what everyone tells her to do from being a woman.
And all she wants,
she can't hang out with her friends anymore.
She just wants a fucking guitar and rock and roll. That's all she wants. But no, they all want her to do all these different things, and it's a very confusing time as a child,
especially
when you're being poked and prodded and telling this is what you got to do and whatnot. But again, that girl does such a good job; it blows my mind. But great. And then she starts saving money and just saving all the coins and whatnot that she can have.
And she does the right thing too. She does the hard thing, but she does the right thing, and that was another like big moment for Danu because she realized where her values lied, and instead of getting the guitar, she gives all of her rupees to her mother.
She has to
after the flood, and it was a beautiful moment though because the mom looks at her and goes, "Do I not put food in your mouth? Do I not provide for you?" And she goes, "No, Mom, that's not what this is about. Like, I want to help.
Yeah, but it does end in a great way because she does get the guitar.
She gets the guitar.
But yeah, that was the whole process of it. Was that was the growth of the film? You know, is at the end. You know, finally she gets to her goal, and then she realizes that there's bigger things.
There's more to life.
There's more than life. Yeah. And look at her mom, her husband died, and the mom has given. I mean, she's got no symptoms of life. She's just working. Fucking 23 hours a day.
Yeah, as hard as she can.
Every time you see the mom, she's not just hanging out. She's fucking working. The only time you can see her relax at all is when she's teaching her to swim. And even then, you got to think she's doing it out of kind of work. She wants to make sure her kid doesn't die.
Of course. You know, I mean, her husband passed away and left her with all the kids on top of that. She's a widow. It's hard enough. So, of course, you're going to train your kids how to swim.
And then the goat gets lost, Manu the goat, and that's a big fucking deal.
That was sad.
And it's the whole thing is sad, but it's so well put together that the scene when she's the news talking about the guitar, and the mom was like, "Okay, we'll just sell the goat. We'll just fucking sell the goat. Is that what you want?"
Yeah.
But the goat's like like a pet, also, and also they get like milk and shit from it. Yep. But yeah, the mom's never like hard on the girl or anything in that sense for asking about stuff like that. That's what I like too. The relationship seems so real, but then you realize that they're actually related.
Right. I mean, so it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, the relationships just feel so authentic. And the lines, they're sparse, the dialogue is, but it's whenever something is said, it's important. You perk up and you listen. The dialogue between her and her grandpa was great when he was talking about how you just have to envision it. And if you vision it, then
anything can come true.
Anything will come true. And he talks about how you vision like you're at the school, you'll be at the school. And then she's kind of thinking about.
He goes, your mind's the fastest form of travel.
Yeah, and that's how it's kind of chaos magic.
It is chaos magic.
I don't want to dive into it, but in the dark arts. But it's a little bit about the chaos magic. But yeah, and then that's when she starts, envisioning the guitar, and then it becomes, it's true, it happens. She eventually gets it, not the way that she intends with the money, but her mom ends up buying it for her.
Yeah.
And then she ends up, I assuming, just becoming like the Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, for sure.
Of India.
She's playing behind her back.
I assume she plays that guitar 18 hours a day.
Oh. Fingers bleeding for the first 3 months, but then she builds calluses and they're just firm as a rock.
Guitars, the strings are always plucking all over the place, shooting out.
She's just saving up more rupees, just buying
she's using like vines and shit, and she's doing
nothing will stop me from shredding
this. And I'm sure she does.
Oh, she does. I'm sure she's a
But that scene is so beautiful when it ends, and she just goes out to the field. But again, there's so little being told to you, but so much being shown.
Yes.
Those were there's so much where she finally walks out to the car. She just strings it, slowly when she walks to the field. Beautiful.
It is beautiful, man.
It was beautifully done.
Film.
I'm a little upset that it took us so long.
It did take us a while. Yep. And a lot of people, it was weird, too, in the comment section because a lot of people were very high on Village Rockstar, but there were a few where I was like, oh, it's boring. You don't want to watch it, but...
Oh,
it's beautiful. It's beautifully shot.
Well, this film, it's right up our alley for sure.
Yes.
It's definitely. I won't say it's for everyone. There's some people that will think this is boring. If you just need constant stimulation,
that's true.
If you need something happening all the time, and you can't just have, but. Man, I just feel everyone enjoying because it's so short too.
That's what I was gonna say, especially for the runtime.
Yeah,
if this film was 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, then you could say, wow, okay, you could have shortened that up. But 87 minutes, man, it's just right where it needed.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It really was. It's an easy sit through, and that is something that you said that captures this film perfectly. Is it is a very peaceful film to watch. There's something about it that's just very calming.
I love the scene. One more scene we'll talk about is I love the scenes where it's all the kids and it's that scene that's on the poster.
Yep.
But the scenes when they're acting like animals.
Yeah.
So it also reminded me of the Florida Project when they would really, you could tell, just really let those kids be kids, and then they would capture that around them. It doesn't feel like it's scripted at all. It feels very organic, and they just say, "Okay, go out and play," and then we'll capture whatever happens.
Yep.
And then what happens is these kids acting like, and it's just so well shot. It's kind of slow, but then it ends with them kind of laying back in this, this like muddy swamp water. It's a beautiful scene.
It is.
I loved it. And we barely talked about the score is great, too.
And it's
very
just
simple.
enough, too. Yes. Yeah.
Very simple, just like the film, yeah. But yeah, I want to see more from Rima Das.
As do I.
I wonder if she, I want to see more just films of like, it is crazy, we talked about it earlier, but she is self-taught.
Self-taught filmmaker. Since Village Rockstar, she made Bulbul Can Sing.
And I think I've heard of that one. I think I've heard people talk about it before.
Bulbul is that Netflix one that we reacted to not too long ago.
Oh.
But Bulbul Can Sing, and then Neighbors, which was in 2019, and then she's working on Sunshine Dreamers.
Yeah.
No, I guess that one's done as
none
well.
of those even have Wikipedia pages.
No, they don't. So
she needs work.
yeah, she does, because she's
She
a great
deserves
filmmaker.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
She really does.
And
still so very young too. She's only 37 years old.
37 to 38, they're not quite
sure.
Which is always weird for me to say.
I know.
It's very odd.
It's always a strange thing.
But 2018 GQ India named her one of the most influential 50 women.
Oh,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
I mean, you have to be.
Well, yeah, and this got so much attention, I'm guessing. I mean, it only came out 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. But immediately got nominated for their best film of... I mean, you have to assume that this was the best film of 2017.
Well, it definitely was. I mean, every award that it got nominated for except one nomination, and there's probably 60 nominations here between all these awards, it won everything. It won every national film award, best feature film, best child artist,
crazy,
best location sound recorded,
that's like their
best
Oscars. That's
editing.
crazy. Yeah. I mean, like Indian Oscars from the National Film Awards. That's crazy. Best editing, too. And she edited the film also.
Indian Film Festival of Los Angeles won all of them. Grand jury prize for best feature.
Best feature.
Yeah. I mean, these are big awards.
I don't think you can argue it.
No, you can't.
This is a film that I would even... I would show it to anyone, I think. I mean, even like Westerners. Like that for all of our Indian films, I can't say I could do that. But I could show anyone this film. I feel like they could easily digest it. But yeah, it's good.
It's great.
I would recommend it.
And in an odd way, it's powerful too. It's simple yet powerful.
Oh yeah, it sets out exactly what it's accomplished, what it wants to accomplish, and that's what you got to look for in a film.
Yeah, and I'm just so impressed too. Like, not only did she go out and shoot this, but she edited it herself.
And did all the cinematography. So she set up all the shots.
I mean, she did it all, and like it would be so easy to go out there and shoot it and have a great film, and then blow it in the editing room, but she doesn't.
Oh yeah,
she knocks it out of the park even in the editing department. So
I mean, it's one thing to be self-taught and then have like a cinematographer on there that knows, but to even do the cinematography as well is great. And there are some very unique shots in this.
There are
shots through like doorways and stuff. Shots of their, I mean, but yeah, it probably felt good though to have like all the actors be related to you, because then everyone would be like could take it slow and you know exactly, because she's doing everything. She probably had the boom to also doing the sound capture.
Just doing it all, man.
Key grip. She's catering. But yeah, it's crazy. The producer was Jaya Das, which I'm guessing is probably maybe a husband.
Yeah.
But not every single person that had a role in this film has the same last name. Good. Yeah, it was worth it though. I'd recommend. It's on Amazon Prime.
It is on Amazon Prime. Yep. So go check it out there. As long as you got a subscription to Amazon, you can watch it for free, and it's well worth the watch.
If you haven't seen it yet, I'd recommend it.
Yep, for sure. Alrighty, well, that is our review for Village Rockstars. If you guys like what you've seen here, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. If you want to check out our podcast, you can find that in audio format in Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, social media, Twitter, Seen It Podcast. Cash is on Twitter. That's just Cash. Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen It Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. Until next time.
And bye.